Explosive story over the weekend. Liz Yore, whose hair is never on fire, hair is on fire. Liz, what is going on? It's a book coming out from a guy that we know has been on the show a bunch. But talk to me about the deeper context of what is coming out now, and we need to come out more with dumping of more files. Liz Yore.
Yeah, as J.D. Vance said, there's a new sheriff in town, and Jorge Bergoglio and the U.S. bishops have walked right into the impenetrable force of the four horsemen of the apocalypse. That's Trump, Vance, Homan, and Bannon. And the receipts are dropping so fast, Steve, it's very difficult to keep on top of it. Let's focus on 2014, when the ecclesial special advisor to Obama, none other than the demon Cardinal Ted McCarrick, was involved in the initial unaccompanied minor children invasion in the southern border. He worked with the Vatican, with the bishops in Guatemala, Honduras, Nicaragua, to flood the southern border with about 60,000 children. We don't know where those 60,000 children went, but it gives me great concern that the mastermind behind this was Obama's ecclesial chief of staff, McCarrick. Imagine a global sexual predator, the architect and managing this entire global mostly from Central America, invasion of unaccompanied minor children. Fast forward, Steve, that happened in 2014. In 2014, the money to the bishops of the United States doubled from 20 million to 45 million so that they could make this happen, this invasion. Now, we are now seeing for the last 20 years over nearly $1 billion going to the U.S. bishops for the unaccompanied minor children program. That doesn't include all the other migration programs that are going on. We are calling for Catholics around the country and frankly around the world are calling for a defunding of all NGO grants and over migration. Secondly, now we know, thanks to Mike McCormick's book, The Insurmountable Evil, where he brings the receipts to show that Francis and McCarrick were involved in many of the color revolutions from 2013 on. Also, McCarrick was deeply involved in managing the placement of Jorge Bergoglio as the, purported Pope of the Catholic Church. We now are demanding both DOJ as well as the government of Trump to audit all records relating to what they call the Catholic Spring, which was the color revolution, to displace and get rid of the globalist worst nightmare. And who was the worst nightmare? That was Ratzinger, Pope Benedict, because he was against migration in Europe. He was against the climate change. He was against the China deal. He was against the mass UN Sustainable Development Goals. The entire New World Order agenda was being stopped by Ratzinger. Francis knew that. Obama, Biden knew that. Biden and Ted McCarrick are as thick as thieves. They have always been, and this needs to be uncovered. I believe that the receipts are in the National Archives Records Administration. Wow. I believe that we have to get to the bottom of it because, Steve, if we can show, which I've been saying since 2017, if we can show that this demon, this global sexual predator, and the Obama administration conspired to put pressure on Benedict, along with other governments, I'm sure, to step down and to put in place this globalist tool, McCarrick, then we have totally delegitimized the papacy of Francis. And interestingly enough, as I said, receipts are falling quickly. Yesterday, Archbishop Vigano, who we all know on the show, called for the CIA to investigate these charges. So we're going to have more on this, Steve. I have receipts with respect to what went on in 2013.
Liz Yore, where's this story going? We're going to have you guys on a lot because this is big. It's got Vigano, it's got the CIA, it's got NSA, it's got some deep, dark secrets of the American government, the globalists, and the deep state, ma'am.
Yes, Steve, as we know, federal grants have been the lifeblood of a bankrupt Catholic Church, and the one who made that happen was Ted McCarrick. He put it in motion. So this is a 1-2 punch we're requesting. One, that all these grants get audited. And frankly, Steve, you brought up a really good point. Why is Francis such in a frantic state about these grants being dismissed and defunded? You know, I'm going to ask this question of OMB and Doge. Is 10% going to the big guy? I want to know that. And so do a lot of Catholics. Secondly, in this global coup that was, I think, orchestrated by Obama and Ted McCarrick to create a tool, a moral voice for the New World Order for globalism in the Vatican. You can't imagine a better dream come true for the globalists. We have got to get to the bottom of it, not only for the people in America and the Catholic Church, but the Catholic Church in China, who has gone underground and suffered terribly because of McCarrick and Francis.
It's disgusting. So your social media, where do people get you, ma'am?
Your Children is my website. I'm Elizabeth Yore everywhere, and I would encourage people to go to defundimmigrationngos.com, sign the petition. We've got to make this happen. We're going to get all the documentation to Doge and to the administration, as well as the receipts with respect to the color revolution in the Catholic Church.
Amazing. Liz, we'll have you back on. Huge.